Baik, bisa kita mulai ya, Bapak Ibu ya. Perkenalkan, saya Muhammad Rizky dari SMA Unggul Cutnyadin Aceh. Kami dari sebelumnya terima kasih kepada all participants. Thank you very much because you are really the participants in this dissemination video. Jadi adapun yang ingin kami jelaskan adalah di mana kami berempat mendapat pelatihan dari Kementerian Pendidikan Korea Selatan. Ya, bagaimana mengoptimalkan sebuah metode yang namanya novel engineering dan sebuah learning management system yang bernama Kodewish. Bapak Ibu, untuk sementara kita berapa ya? Baik, adapun kami di sini adalah dari grup Fabulous yang terdiri dari saya sendiri dari SMA Unggul Cutnyadin, lalu berikutnya adalah Pak Rizky Zakaria dari SMA Negeri 1 Kibin, Banten, lalu berikutnya adalah Bu Hertin dari Kurniawati Suheri dari SMA Negeri 1 Kalijati, Subang, Jawa Barat, ada Bu Ruth Aini dari SMP Negeri 19 Tanjung Jabung Timur, Jambi. Jadi, so we got education training from Ministry of Education and Alcop, Internet Volunteer ya untuk tahun 2020. So, saya akan meminta kepada Bapak Ibu bahwa saya akan menyampaikan dalam dua bahasa, yaitu bahasa Inggris dan bahasa Indonesia, karena di sini record dari video ini akan kita kirimkan ke Kementerian Pendidikan Korea Selatan sebagai bentuk hasil yang sudah kami kerjakan. Jadi kami minta izin kepada Bapak Ibu semua peserta untuk merecord program ini. Baik Bapak Ibu, kita mulai. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ya, desiminasi video untuk tim Fabulous dalam penerapan introduction of novel engineering and Kodewish management learning system. So before we start the dissemination, we begin with basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Baik, I am Muhammad Rizky. I will be a host for this video, and then the speech and the dissemination will be delivered by three of my friends, three of my mates yang tadi sudah that I have already mentioned, yang tadi sudah saya sebutkan. First of all, the agenda is to explain about the novel engineering itself, and then the story, example of the story. For this dissemination, we take Hansel and Gretel story, and then how to problem solving number 1 by using a flashlight, and the problem solving number 2 by using self-waving hand, and problem solving number 3 by using marble machines. Okay, let me to share screen for all of you. Everyone can see the share screen?
Ya.
Bisa lihat Bapak Ibu?
Yes.
Alright. Nanti mohon kesediaan Bapak Ibu untuk bila nanti ketika sesi Q&A, question and answer, you can ask any questions related to our presentation. Jadi menunjukkan keaktifan dari Bapak Ibu, ya, karena ini akan we send to South Korea Ministry of Education. Alright, before we start, perhaps some of you are still confusing what is novel engineering. because it's a method actually is already applied by South Korea and some of European countries like US or England and some of them. But for us, baik, untuk novel engineering itu sendiri adalah suatu teknik pendekatan pembelajaran yang menggabungkan antara mengidentifikasi masalah dan menemukan solusi yang akan kita buat. Jadi di sini konsepnya adalah bagaimana kita dengan metodologi ini mengakhiri sebuah cerita dengan versi kita sendiri, dengan yaitu membantu karakter utama dalam mengakhiri sebuah cerita. All right, for novel engineering itself, a challenge that make use of story as students identify the problems, design solution, and design thinking while reinforcing their literacy skills. Jadi, in novel engineering helps students develop necessary 21st century skills such as problem solving, critical thinking, design thinking, and creativity. Jadi dari novel engineering ini kita bisa membangun skill yang siswa yang memang dituntut dalam K13, yaitu bagaimana mereka bisa problem solving, critical thinking, and design thinking, and creativity. So novel engineering itself enhances students' reading comprehension. Teachers have also noted that novel engineering helps them develop a classroom culture that includes productive class discussion and practice. Jadi secara overall, novel engineering ini sangat membantu sekali ya dalam reading comprehension agar siswa lebih terlibat terhadap sebuah cerita. Jadi cara membacanya tidak jumlah lagi. So the reader can use this method in order for reading comprehension and not really not boring anymore. So I will present a video to show that how is novel engineering itself, it works in outside. Bentar ya Bapak Ibu, saya lagi share screen. Ya, gimana?
Ini share screen-nya nggak tampil di kita.
Oh, nggak tampil ya?
Iya, di ini lagi Pak.
Bentar ya Bu ya. Nampak Bu Martin? Udah? Kalau yang tadi? Bu Martin belum nampak ya?
Oh, sudah Pak.
Oh, sudah?
Dan, iya. Sukses.
Oke, yang tadi saya ngomong berarti nggak nampak ya?
Ya.
Oke, jadi novel engineering tadi skill problem solving, critical thinking, design thinking, and creativity dari students. Jadi ini bagaimana khususnya bila kita guru bahasa atau guru yang kira-kira akan melibatkan bagaimana siswa membaca cerita, ya. Jadi mengakhiri cerita itu dengan cara mereka sendiri. Di sini adalah poinnya dengan novel engineering ini kita membantu ya, we help the main character in the story. Kita membantu karakter utama di dalam sebuah cerita. Sebagai contoh, ini adalah sebuah contoh cerita, title and author, The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack. Jadi the snowy day ini adalah bagaimana si karakter utama, the main character, try to
Mau nampak
keep
Madi?
the
Nampak nih,
snowball,
nampak nih.
ya, bagaimana snowball
Ada
itu besoknya, ya,
Kalau nggak mau
besoknya
nampak,
dia
ini
masih bisa
lihat. Ini gambar kita.
dipakai,
Kalau nggak
jadi
nampak,
dibawa pulang.
kalau
Jadi
suara Winda nampak.
di sini solusinya adalah problem identified adalah keeping Peter snowball longer. Jadi kita membantu karakter utama agar snowballnya itu tidak cair, ya, tidak melted. So how is the solutions? So the students, we are as the reader want to help the main character, like for example insulated snowball savers atau portable insulated snowball saver. Jadi di sini bagaimana kita atau siswa nanti membuat sebuah alat atau media bantu agar snowball itu tidak beku. Nah, di sini salah satu contoh dari novel engineering. But for make it clear, saya akan tampilkan video bagaimana sih novel engineering itu di luar ya. Videonya belum nampak ya, Bu Ratna? Hah? Covernya? Oke, tunggu ya Bapak Ibu ya. Nampak? Nampak, Bapak Ibu? Oke.
Ya, sudah, Pak.
Suaranya dengar?
Ya, udah.
Oke. Baik, ini ada video singkat sekitar 9 menit. Jadi mungkin ini will help you ya. Jadi akan membantu sedikit Bapak Ibu memahami novel engineering tadi. Penjelasannya intinya sama. Nanti akan saya konkludkan dengan bahasa Indonesia.
Hi everybody, I'm Amy. And I'm Robert. And today we're going to show you a really fun activity that you could use in your classroom called novel engineering. Novel engineering was developed by Tufts University as a way of incorporating both engineering and literacy and combining them together for the classroom.
So we're going to demonstrate what this process looks like, and then Rob will take you through some tips on each of those steps.
So here's how we get started. First, you start out with a book. You look at the book and you identify problems that the characters have. And we have a book that we're going to show you in just a moment. Then you're going to brainstorm ideas of how to solve this problem that this character has. You're going to draw your designs and then share them with other students to get their feedback. Once you get their feedback, you will then design a solution that again, you'll get more feedback on and then improve your design with that feedback. So again, it's incorporating the steps of engineering design by using a book and its characters to drive that exploration.
So we chose a book that we found a theme with energy.
This is a great book.
And it is The Snowy Day. You might know it well. So Peter is the main character, and he is going through this awesome snowy day doing lots of different activities. And as he gets to the end of his day, he wants to keep a little bit of that for tomorrow. So it says that he picked up a handful of snow and another and still another and packs it all together. And then he takes that snowball and puts it in his pocket for tomorrow. And then he went on to complete his day. And as he gets ready for bed, looks in his pocket, and his pocket was empty. The snowball wasn't there, and it felt very sad. Now, don't worry about Peter, because if you read on, we learn that he was able to go and enjoy the next day. Lots of snow happened. But we thought as a class that this would be a great problem to try to solve. So when you have a snowball that you want to keep nice and secure for the next day, how do we make sure it doesn't melt?
So if you're working with younger students, for example, you could say just outright, this is the problem that we're going to try and solve. So then your students will then design solutions. And the problem that we've identified is how to keep those snowballs so they don't melt. And so Peter can enjoy them for later on. So Anne and I came up with designs in our group, and we drew our designs here, and we want to share them with you. So here's our first design over here. And we thought, well, Peter just needs a mini cooler. He just needs a little portable cooler that he can stick a snowball and put it in there. So we drew our design over here. Then we were talking a little bit more, and we came up with a second design. We were thinking about ice cream. And you know those containers that you can crank and turn? Now, we have this inner container here where the snowball would go in. We have a crank, and this area would be where the salt would be. When you make ice cream and you want to keep the inner chamber cold, you can use a snowball and stick it inside the inner chamber. Well, that was a good design. We were feeling pretty good. We were feeling pretty bold, and we decided to come up with a third one. I did a little bit of research. I found out that you can make ice boxes. These are just like the ones they had way back in the day. So we're going to make an ice box with 2 compartments. And in those compartments, one of them is going to have ice to keep the whole ice box cool. That's why it's called an ice box. Then the thing you want stored to stay cool goes in the second container, okay, the second compartment. So these are designs. We're going to get feedback from other groups. Now, a little bit later, we're going to show you some ideas of how you can have students give feedback. But for now, just know that when we're looking at these designs, we're going to narrow them down based on that feedback to then finally build our final design.
But I think in order to get feedback, we also need to start building.
And for that, we're going to need some materials, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, in fact, I have some.
What? Oh my gosh, look at this. Okay, so we've got materials here. We've got yarn. If your students can handle it, a hot glue gun would be a good thing. What else we have?
We have paper and foam.
Masking tape.
Fabric.
Oh, here, this stuff is Mylar. I just found this in storage. That might come in handy.
Oh, and don't forget some moss.
You couldn't do it without moss. And we have scissors and glue and a whole bunch of other materials. Anything that's in your classroom, other art supplies, those are things, cardboard, that would be a good thing to have as well. So I think we're ready to start building.
Let's do it.
Okay. Ooh, that was good designing.
Yeah, good job, team.
All right, well, here's our final design. We decided to go with the ice box. So our design has those 2 compartments, and you put the ice inside here, and then you put the snowball. Oh, we got ice. So let's just get rid of this, and oh, we've got the ice.
There we
go. Yeah, there we go. Ice right there. That's going to keep it nice and cool. And now we need a snowball. So I just happen to have a snowball. Yellow. We have a snowball right there.
Snowball.
Don't eat the snowball. And now we've got a nice, cool ice box. We can keep it in there, and Peter will be happy because when he opens it up, he'll have his snowball again. So that's our final design.
Great. So we'll put our final design out across the classroom, and we're going to be ready for that next step of feedback. So this is our team's demonstration or for a solution. So we'll put that out. And then there might be other teams that want to put out their solutions as well. So Rob, we have some extra things that
Yep.
we made
We have some examples.
that we'll pretend some other teammates made.
So if a group decided to go with the cooler, mini cooler design, we have the layers of the cooler here to keep it insulated. And we'll just put let me grab our snowball. We're gonna put it nice and cool in there, and that's that design. Here's one. Take a look at this one, and look at that one there.
Nice.
Okay, we have a double inner outer chamber sort of thing going on. We put the snowball in there, and that will work as well.
So again, these would be around the classroom.
Mhm.
People would come through, different groups would come through, give some feedback. We would go back to our design, redo it, improve it based on that feedback, and then we'd be able to share again.
And again, those are the steps of the engineering process of design: to revise, to get feedback, and continue to design until you have a final product.
So we just demonstrated what this looks like, this process looks like. Rob's gonna now walk you through some tips on how you can facilitate this in your classroom.
So here's the first tip: choosing a book. Well, you know, Novel Engineering has actually made that easier. This book, The Snowy Day, is part of their recommendations on their website. So you can go to their website for suggested books and also suggested problems and solutions that you can use in your classroom. Now, here's the second tip: identifying the characters' problems. Sometimes when I talk about novel engineering, I talk about Humpty Dumpty as an example of it. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, and maybe that's the problem we want to solve, is to keep Humpty Dumpty from falling. But there's other characters in this story: all the king's horses and all the king's men trying to put Humpty Dumpty together again. Now there's another problem you can try to solve. So look at all the characters in this story so that you can identify not just one problem, but maybe multiple problems, or problems that actually would be helpful to solve for everyone in the story combined. Here's the third tip: brainstorm. Sometimes when kids come up with ideas, if they just start with the first idea, it may not be the most creative solution. This is why we drew 3 different designs. This allows us to build our creativity and to get more feedback. So encourage your students to draw more than just one design. And then finally, giving feedback. And that's not something students are very good at. So you have to give them practice, or give them supports, like give them STEM sentences that say, "I like this, I wish it would have this," or cards that have questions on them. Also consider about how students move from one design to the next. We have a way called 2 stay, 2 stray. If we're in a group, 2 of us are going to stay to explain our design, and 2 people are going to stray to give feedback to other groups. When they come back to finally to our group, they can tell us what other designs have been made and give us more feedback for our design. Then in the next round of feedback, we might switch. So if I stayed, I'm going to stray and give feedback and come back to our group at the end. So let's recap. You're going to first start out with reading a book. You'll identify the problems and imagine them from the point of view of the characters. You'll scope out problems and brainstorm solutions. You'll create and design a solution, get feedback on those solutions, and then improve your designs. And that's it. That's the novel engineering process. If you want more ideas or suggestions, definitely go to the Novel Engineering website. You'll find lots of ideas.
All right. We have already watched the video. I hope all of you a little bit understood about what the novel engineering is. So right here, we are going to present the story, one of the story, Hansel and Gretel. So we are going to solve by novel engineering and how to help the main character by using our equipment, toolkits from South Korea. And we are going to present you how to solve the problems from Hansel and Gretel and how to face the witch and how to go back and return to their home. And right now I'm going to show you Hansel and Gretel story. All right, this is the story of Hansel and Gretel and how we analyze it. Everyone can see the screen. All right, now we are going to read the Hansel and Gretel and how we solve the problem. And the problem itself will be solved by our mates one by one. Let's start to find the problem and try to solve the main character's problem. This is Hansel and Gretel. All of you, I know you have already known this story. It's really popular. Once upon a time, there lived a poor woodcutter in the village. The woodcutter had two children, Hansel and Gretel. The children had a stepmother who was a very bad person. And then I leave Hansel and Gretel in the woods without the children. My husband and home are mine. The stepmother woke the children up early in the morning and took them to the woods to cut some wood. Hansel remembered what he heard yesterday. So he followed his stepmother by dropping pieces of the bread he had packed for lunch. This way, if the stepmother left Hansel and Gretel, they could follow the pieces of bread all the way home. The stepmother said, now I'm going to go over there and cut the wood, and you guys stay live and cut the wood. After saying this, she left the children there and went home alone. As time passed, it became dark. The moon was shining brightly in the sky and it shined through the forest. Hansel, let's go back to our house, Gretel cried. Hansel started looking for the pieces of bread and he had dropped in order to find his way out of the forest. However, the birds and ants had already ate them. The night got even darker and Hansel and Gretel began finding their way in the moonlight. They could see a house far away. The house was made of candy and cookies. The children were so hungry that they ate the cookie house quietly. Who is it? Who's destroying our house? From far away, a screaming and scary looking grandmother. The children were scared. The grandmother who ran to them was actually a witch who ate children. The bad witch looked the brother Hansel in a small room and made Gretel to do housework. The boy is too skinny. I'm gonna have to fatten the boy a little more and then eat him. Gretel, you should bring your brother delicious food from now on. That way, I can eat more deliciously when your brother gains weight. Hansel and Gretel were trapped in a witch house. Hansel, show me your hand. The witch touched Hansel's hand and waited to see if Hansel had gained weight. However, Hansel gave the chicken bones to the witch and pretended they were his hands. The witch had very bad eyesight, so she didn't know that Hansel was giving her chicken bones. Why aren't you gaining weight? I can't wait any longer. I will just boil you and then eat you, Gretel. Hit the water in the cauldron. Gretel knew the witch was trying to eat her brother, so Gretel came up with a trick. Grandma, the lid of the cauldron was open. The witch heard that. With a heartless child, can you do that? The witch climbed onto the cauldron in order to open the lid. Then Gretel pushed the witch into the cauldron and closed the lid. The witch died and Gretel freed her brother. He was locked up in a small room along with the treasures in the witch house. They returned home. That were back. Hansel and Gretel shouted when they saw the house. The father ran to the children crying when he heard the voice after abandoning the kids in the woods. The dad kicked the stepmother out and began looking for his kid. The father felt very bad for what happened to his children. My kids, it was my fault. Could you forgive me? Dad sincerely apologized to the children. They all cried while hugging each other tightly. After that, the family lived happily ever after. So after we read the story, we know there is some of problems of the main character that we can solve it. Yeah. So how to solve? First of all, we know we need to, if we try to change the story from Hansel and Gretel, what we are gonna do when the Gretel dropping pieces of the bread, and then the bread is eaten by ants and birds. How to help Hansel and Gretel? If we want to make Hansel and Gretel return to their home safely, even it's a dark night. Do you have any idea, participants? No? How if we change to the marbles? You know marbles, it's called like clearing. Maybe by using the marbles, Hansel and Gretel can find their the way to return to their home. And if the dark of night, they can't see anything, how to help the Hansel, to help Hansel and Gretel? Of course, we should create the flashlight. All right, from the story, we are going to help the main character by using Kodowiz. Yeah, the Kodowiz is toolkits from Korea. It's like system learning management. It will be explained by my teammates, Ms. Rusmani, Ms. Heptin, and Mr. Zakaria. The toolkit comes from South Korea. It directly sent to us by Ministry of Education from Indonesia, and the Ministry of Education sent to us for all participants of the training program. All right, now we're gonna show you how to solve the first problem, and it will be delivered by Ms. Rusmaini. And for Ms. Rusmaini, the screen is yours.
Of course, thanks Pak Rizky. Okay, start. Pak Rizky belum keluar ya? Oke. Sudah kelihatan ya? Belum ya? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rusmaini from Jambi. Oke. Pertama saya akan menjelaskan Kodowiz. Kodowiz is a tool that has engineering. That will be us in learning media with a learning management system. Jadi Kodowiz itu suatu alat rekayasa yang digunakan untuk media dalam pembelajaran yang menggunakan manajemen sistem. Tadi udah dijelasi oleh Pak Rizky. LMS di atas, jadi manajemen yang pertama itu siswa read, literasi, membaca buku. Kemudian mereka setelah literasi, identifikasi masalah. Berikutnya solution. Di sini Kodowiz. Sebelum kita masuk ke dalam pemrograman ataupun coding untuk Kodowiz, kita udah kenal di Kodowiz tadi adalah suatu alat rekayasa yang digunakan untuk media dalam pembelajaran. Berikutnya ada free software notice in laptop. One, install Chrome. Jadi kita harus menginstal software akses internet yang kita gunakan di sini adalah Chrome. Look, di sini kebetulan I want to icon di bawah. Silakan slide di bawah itu ada icon Google Chrome. Jadi kalau sudah terinstall Google Chrome, step now berikutnya adalah to download Coding School 3. Untuk download Coding School 3, kita dapat download in address website in school.cogim.study. Oke, this. Jadi setelah kita masuk ke dalam alamat web school.cogim.study, you when download is notice three software yang look in gambar sudah saya tampilkan di gambar dari 3 software. Nah, setelah kita mendownload, kita cukup klik 1 kali, klik one in per step one step. Setelah diklik akan langsung masuk ke dalam drive laptop kita ataupun PC. Oke, kemudian setelah kita mendapatkan ataupun sudah download software, berikutnya langkah yang ketiga, kita install Coding School 3 SW. Oke, setelah terinstall, berikut kita akan masuk ke one story in Pak Rizky, Hansel and Gretel, problem solving one. Oke, langkah pertama, codingnya mana coding? Coding. Tunggu. I'm sorry. Oke, langkah one, kita buka coding school, software Coding School 3. Oke, udah kelihatan? Belum kelihatan Bu ya? Oke. Oke. Sudah saya share. Oke, udah kelihatan? Oh, belum ya? Oke. This software Coding School 3. Next, step berikutnya, kita akan menghubungkan Coding with Coding with web in dengan laptop. Jadi USB-nya kita sambungkan ke laptop. Oke, kemudian tekan tombol on pada baterai. Udah itu? Oke. Next, klik connect, menu connect. Kemudian, then klik connect Codewiz. Oke. Klik connect Codewiz. Kurang jujur. Oke, menu connect, select connect Codewiz. Oke, muncul oke, kita tekan oke. Next, kembali kita ke menu connect, klik connect, kemudian klik select Codewiz Stream Output. Right is complete. Oke, sambil menunggu sampai komplit. Oke, ini kita tekan oke. Next, kita ke File Explorer.
Kata Kak Wardah sabar. Kata.
Oke, lanjut. Next, buka folder File Explorer. Oke, next, kemudian user, klik lagi user. Di sudut atasnya kita kasih garis miring, kita klik app data. Oke, klik roaming, klik coding school, select firmware, Codewiz, kita copy 3 data yang di atas. Klik kanan, kita copy, Ctrl C. Oke, kembali lagi ke coding school, Arduino coding. Nah, di sini kita pastikan, Ctrl V. Oke, next, kembali ke software coding school. paketnya semua. Oke, kita udah masuk ke dalam menu coding school 3. Next, langkah berikutnya kita klik kode WIS. Di awal program coding kita pilih karena ingin menghidupkan flashlight lampu, berarti kita carinya inti pixel. Oke, klik kita masuk. Next, terang. Cari forever. Oke. Next, if then else. Oke. Next. Jika kita switch read switch live button. If kalau klik kanan salah satu aplikasi. Kita urutkan nomor 2. Oke, 3, 4, 5. Kalau yellow. Oke. Aman. Oke. Kembali ke kode WIS. Jadi untuk menguploadnya caranya klik menu edit, Arduino mode on, kemudian kita upload. Next, please. Okay. Complete. Ya, muncul upload is complete, coding yang kita buat berhasil. Maka di CodeWiz akan lihat tampilannya. Kita coba kontrol kanan, lampunya akan hidup. Oke, kita tunggu 10 detik, akan mati kembali. Flashlight on. Oke, problem solving one complete is Mr. Rizky. Thank you.
Okay, Burusma, you can show the result of coding, like the tools can show the light. Burusma?
Ya, Mr. Rizky.
Ya,
Yes,
jadi
true.
bisa you can
Flash.
show,
Jadi
tunjukin
flash.
alatnya yang sudah keluar cahayanya dan bisa dipakai handsel di pergelangan tangannya dalam bentuk jam.
Ya. Oke. Jadi alatnya sudah hidup seperti cerita Hansel and Gretel. Jadi flashlight-nya bisa digunakan Hansel Gretel problem 1 untuk menerangi jalan mencari potongan roti supaya Hansel dan Gretel sampai ke rumahnya. Oke. Oke, thank you Mr. Rizky.
Okay, you're welcome. So all participants, Ms. Usma has already shown how to code in order for create the flashlight. Jadi Ms. Usma sudah menunjukkan bagaimana sih menciptakan flashlight dari alat CodeWiz ini, dari pengkodingan ya. Jadi setelah di-coding, hiduplah lampu seperti ini. Nah, ini adalah board CodeWiz yang tadi dijelaskan oleh Bu Rusma. Ketika berhasil coding, hidupnya lampu ini. Dengan hidupnya lampu ini akan dipakai menjadi jamnya si Hansel agar membantu masalah dia bisa mengeluarkan cahaya saat dia berjalan mencari rumahnya. So, this board is from South Korea for solve the problem from Hansel and Gretel story. Berikutnya, ini akan dibuat dalam bentuk jam ya, karena ini alatnya lengkap dengan tali sehingga bisa dipasangkan menjadi watch di sini. Ya, jadi seperti ini nanti akan ditunjukkan oleh hasil peserta kita berikutnya. Baik, sekarang kita let's start for the second problem. Bagaimana sih mengelabui ya witch tadi yang mengira bahwa itu adalah tangannya si Hansel karena penglihatan si witch tadi kurang. Jadi harus dibuat alat nih bagaimana tercipta sebuah gerakan buatan sehingga hingga mengecoh si witch tadi. And we tried for the second problem. It will be presented by Bu Ertian atau Pak Zak nih? Pak Zak ya. It will be delivered by Mr. Rizky Zakaria for the second problem. The screen is yours for Mr. Zakaria. Pak Rizky Zakaria.
kawan berikutnya. Ya, Pak Jo.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
The screen is yours.
Okay. Okay, thanks to Mr. Rizky for the change. Before I start the explanation, thanks to Mr. Rizky for the presentation for an interesting introduction to novel engineering, and thanks to Mrs. Rusma for the cool explanation about problem solving, the first problem solving. And before I explain the second problem solving, sebelum saya menjelaskan problem solving yang kedua, I will start to explain the scene of the story of Hansel and Gretel. Jadi saya akan menjelaskan terlebih dahulu bagaimana salah satu scene untuk problem solving yang kedua ini. Tadi sedikit diceritakan oleh Pak Rizky mengenai salah satu scene-nya, yaitu nenek sihir ini sedikit buta, jadi penglihatannya kurang bagus, sehingga ia harus dikelabui dengan cara membuktikan bahwa si Gretel itu masih kurus. Jadi setelah dipenjara itu dia masih kurus. Caranya dengan menyerahkan tangannya yang ternyata tangannya itu masih berbentuk tulang gitu. Jadi, aduh kenapa nih belum gemuk-gemuk. Nah, ketika si nenek sihirnya masih masih mengecek dan masih kurus, itu kemudian si Hansel menyelinap lalu mendorong si nenek sihir sampai masuk ke tungku ketika nenek sihirnya sedang memanaskan tungku untuk memasak si Gretel ya. Jadi itu problem solvingnya ya. Jadi dengan dikelabui berupa tulang ya, jadi dia bisa mendorong si nenek sihir gitu. Itu untuk salah satu scene-nya ya. Okay, for this moment I want to collaborate the story with code engineering. Now I will start to share screen coding school ya, coding school application. Bentar. Oke, apakah sudah tampak ya? Ya, sudah tampak ya. Oke. In this application, you can code the coding. Jadi kamu bisa bikin coding di aplikasi ini. Bagaimana membuat sebuah gerakan otomatis dengan menggunakan sensor jarak. Jadi Jadi kalau dalam cerita itu ketika nenek sihirnya mendekati si Gretel yang di penjara, itu akan otomatis tangannya Gretel menyodorkan gitu. Jadi tangannya itu sambil memegang tulang gitu. Nanti bisa dilihat seperti apa untuk contohnya. Tapi kurang lebih saya akan membuat codingnya. Jadi pertama, the first, you choose CodeWiz program. Nah ini, CodeWiz program. And the next you choose S-Servo. S-Concept servo motor. Kemudian pilih S-Concept servo motor ya. Yang ini. Seperti ini. Lalu pilih Scon set servo angle to 0. Jadi ini kondisi ketika jadi coding ini menjelaskan kondisi ketika posisi diam. Jadi 0 ini derajat untuk gerakan ya, gerakannya berapa derajat. Jadi di sini settingnya 0 dulu. Kemudian untuk to set gerakannya, untuk men-set gerakannya maka digunakan distance sensor. Distance sensor you can find that in CodeWiz program and choose read distance sensor like this. Kemudian di set jaraknya, ini jarak dalam milimeter. 70 di sini milimeter di set. Ini bebas mau di set berapa meter. Kalau tidak salah ini jaraknya paling jauh itu 10 cm. Oh ini 70 berarti 7 cm ya. Jadi 7 cm. Ketika nenek sihir 7 cm itu otomatis si tangan Gretelnya itu bergerak. Kemudian berapa angle ya? Berapa angle-nya atau sudutnya? Sudut gerakannya yang dibuat adalah 90 derajat. Ini batasnya sampai 180 derajat. Jadi gerakan yang dibuat itu 90 derajat. Bentuk 90 derajat. Lalu apa yang terjadi ketika si objek atau si nenek sihirnya kembali? Maka si gerakan tangannya akan kembali diam. Nanti kita lihat. Inilah settingan atau decoding for the second problem solving in the story of Hansel and Gretel at the part of Gretel ya, part of Gretel. Oke, selanjutnya untuk pemindahan seperti halnya yang telah dijelaskan oleh Ibu Rusma, bahwa setelah ini selesai maka tinggal diupload saja. Dan setelah diupload ini tinggal dipraktikkan. Baik, saya akan perlihatkan untuk hasilnya seperti ini. Langsung saja ini. Oh, ada bergerak ya. Kurang jelas ya? Nah, ini tuh gerak tuh.
Kenapa saya?
Tuh ada yang gerak kan? Nah. Gitu. Oke. Ya, kurang lebih seperti itu. I think the explanation are finished, are success and complete. Maybe the next explain for the third problem solving will be explained by Miss Hertin. Okay, thanks, Mr. Rizky. I finished the explanation. Thank you all. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yep.
Thank you very much for Mr. Rizky Zakaria that has already explained about how to make a waving hand and solve the second problem solving. So every one of you can see directly when the tools can create the waving hand. So it will help the character to make a trick for the witch for save the Hansel. And for the third problem, it will be explained and delivered by Miss Hertin from SMA Negeri 1 Kalijati, Subang. So Miss Hertin, don't forget before you start to explain the toolkit, please review the story, which problem will be explained by the third problem solving. So the screen is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Rizky, for your change. Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, let me explain about third problem solving from story of Hansel and Gretel. Okay. Mr. Rizky, can you see my screen? Okay. At the beginning, we have been listening from Mr. Rizky about Hansel and Gretel story. And we have a problem solving about marbles drop machine. Okay. Now, what is the problem? Can you remember when Hansel and Gretel first saw Cookie House? Remember or not? Nah, di cerita ini kita dapat mengingat kembali saat si The Witch ya nanti menemukan Hansel and Gretel di Cookie House, di rumah kue. They were so hungry that they start the cookie house. Jadi mereka sangat lapar, kemudian mereka memakan si rumah kue tadi. Later, the witch saw them and came closer them. Nah, kemudian si penyihir tadi melihat mereka, kemudian mendekati si Hansel dan Gretel. Okay. Consider how you can stop the witch from approaching. Jadi bagaimana caranya, kita bayangkan bagaimana agar si penyihir tadi dapat dihentikan sebelum mereka mendekati si Hansel dan Gretel. Okay. Let's see the picture. The witch is approaching Hansel and Gretel. Here, you can see the picture. Okay, and the problem is, what can you do to stop the witch from approaching? We can see this. This is a toy car. The toy car, if the witch came to the toy car, imagine that the witch would fall down. Okay. In this case, we need to drop the marbles when the witch comes, but not drop the marbles if she doesn't. So, we need a machine which can drop the marbles using a motor. Jadi kita di sini membutuhkan sebuah mesin yang bisa mengeluarkan marbles atau kelereng. Nanti di mana si witch-nya datang, maka dia akan terjatuh. Jadi itu akan menghambat si witch untuk mendekati Hansel and Gretel. How can we solve it? Okay, let's see the picture again. A device for dropping marbles at regular interval. We need a motor to automatically drop the marbles. The motor must move according to the switch. Okay. In this case, we need codewise, marbles, and motor. You can see the toolkit is like this. This is a marbles drop machine. Okay. Now, we try to solve the problem by how do we make codes. Okay. We can try to make a code with coding school 3 application. Okay, what blocks do you need to control the motor? This is for variables. Okay, then what blocks do you need to control the motor? CodeWiz must be connected with a servo motor. This is code that we need. The servo motor must stop or move depending on the situation. Jadi nanti kita akan memprogram saat tombol ditekan, maka marble akan keluar. Dan saat tombol satu lagi ditekan, maka si kelereng tadi atau marble akan berhenti. Okay. First, we have to use the switch button. Oke, jadi di sini kita bisa memilih coding seperti ini. Kita pilih switch button. Ini read touch adalah sensor untuk gerakan. Kemudian light itu sensor cahaya, mic adalah sensor suara. Jadi di sini kita memilih read switch button. Okay. We need left button to turn on the machine, and we need the right button to turn off the machine. Okay. To control the motor, according to the switch input value, what blocks do you need? You need an if block. This is an if block. Jadi ini fungsi if. This is a logical function di mana nanti ada dua keadaan yang dapat kita bandingkan. Jadi di sini kita bisa membaca jika CodeWiz membaca tombol kiri, maka servo motor itu akan berputar normal. Kita membacanya seperti itu. And if read switch right button, SCON set 360 rotational servo stop speed. Jadi jika menekan tombol kanan maka akan stop. That is just a logical thinking. Okay. To keep checking the input value of the switch, which block do you need? You need a forever block. So this forever block can keep checking the input value of the switch. Okay, let's look at the finished code. This is the finished code of my toolkit. Okay, let's make it. Bapak Ibu sekalian, ini ada video saya buat dalam bahasa Indonesia tentang bagaimana membuat
dari problem solving yang ketiga,
marble,
yaitu tentang cerita Hansel and Gretel, yaitu berupa dropping marbles. Dalam problem solving ini, alat yang kita butuhkan yang pertama yaitu Blueboard CodeWiz. Kemudian di sini ada alat-alat yang harus kita rakit. Ada motor, kabel, kemudian baterai. Sekarang kita coba untuk merakit alat dropping marbles ini. Ya, yaitu tentang cerita Hansel and Gretel, yaitu berupa dropping marbles. Dalam problem solving ini, alat yang kita butuhkan yang pertama yaitu Blueboard CodeWiz. Kemudian di sini ada alat-alat yang harus kita rakit, ada motor, kabel, kemudian baterai. Sekarang kita coba untuk merakit alat dropping marbles ini. Untuk menghubungkan alat ini dengan kita memprogram dulu kode WIS-nya. Nanti kita akan mencoba apakah alat ini berjalan dengan baik atau tidak. Sekarang kita buka aplikasi Coding School 3. Kemudian kita buat pengkodingannya. Yang pertama pakai kode WIS program. Kemudian kita cari server. Oke. Ubah ke start. Kemudian kita pakai kontrol if jika kita menekan tombol. Oke. Maka motornya akan bergerak normal. Kemudian berikutnya
Jadi PR semua guru.
menekan tombol kanan, maka motornya akan berhenti. Oke, kemudian kita akan coba menghubungkan. Setelah coding kita sudah sukses, kemudian upload sudah komplit, kita akan coba dengan menekan left button atau tombol kiri untuk menyalakan. Untuk mematikan kita pakai tombol kanan.
Okay, that's my video about try to make the drop marbles machine. Now the last is retelling the story. Okay. Let's retelling the story with what we made. Demonstrate what the students made and tell them. If you proceed as a role play, you can express it more realistically. And the last, let's go and create your new story now. Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Rizky, I think I would like to presentation with my toolkit directly. Okay.
Yap.
Okay.
Harus hadir.
This is my coding. Okay.
Oke, Bu Ertien.
Ya.
Is it done?
Oke. Apakah saya perlu mencoba
Sudah rapatnya.
Paris?
Gimana?
Apa?
Ini saya mau coba.
Boleh,
Ini
boleh.
Kaget baru pilih.
Tunjukkan
Kirim.
marbles drop
Klik
machine yang sudah
Oh, tengok
pakai
ini.
dan
Tapi kaget tak? Kau sudah cocok, tak ada lagi nak perubahan.
Sebentar saya cari codingnya dulu, Paris. Okay, my coding is lost, I think. So I can make at the beginning.
Oh, iya. Aku
This is a process of making a code. This is logical function. So we can be replace the code according to our needs. So I think our student can make it easily karena ini hanya fungsi logika saja. Jadi yang bisa kita baca di sini adalah jika ada sensor gerak gitu ya, kita pakainya servomotor. Oke. Done my coding. Let's upload. Oke. Ini saya sudah menghubungkan. This is my drop marbles machine. Pak Rizky dapat melihat ini? Can you see it? Oke. Okay. Maybe it takes some time, so be patient. Okay, I think this Codewiz is very useful to increase critical and logical thinking for our student and our too as a teacher. Jadi mungkin Bapak dan Ibu sekarang juga sudah mengenal yang kita sebut sebagai AKM ya. Nanti kita akan melaksanakan AKM. Saya pikir ini metode ini, novel engineering, is the right method to do in learning in the class. Oke, my upload is complete. Kita bisa coba, mudah-mudahan berhasil. Ini kita klik left button. Oke. Tampaknya macet, Pak Rizky. Ini sudah komplit. Tapi yesterday it was successful. Okay, I think okay, it's failed, Mr. Rizky. I'm sorry. I can show to you all directly. Okay.
Alright, but
yes.
it was great.
I think my opportunity sudah saya gunakan ya, Pak Rizky. This is the closing and the last presentation, I think. Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Rizky, return to you. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you very much for Mr. Tien that already explained about making marbles drop machine for solving the problem from Hansel and Gretel for replace the bread itself ya. Jadi rotinya itu digantikan dengan marble, bagaimana menggunakan mesin marble otomatis dari alat ini ya. Jadi penggantinya itu marble, jadi nggak akan dimakan burung atau semut. So it's for the session Q&A, question and answer. So every one of you, for all participants, you can ask any questions, and the screen will be yours. And for us, yeah, we answer the questions directly. Okay, all participants. Okay.
Okay, I want to ask, sir.
All right, Mr. Febri Taksananda, screen is yours.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you clearly.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you clearly.
Okay, actually, this is really good, and I want to ask you, there are two questions. The first is, can this method apply to English teacher? Not English teacher, but all teacher, just like math teacher. And the second question is about code whiz. I think it's really difficult, and I want to ask you how long we can learn about the code whiz. I think, yeah. Only that. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
All right. Thank you very much for the question, Mr. Febri Taksananda. For the first question, yeah, is it possible to use novel engineering for every single lesson at school ya? Jadi bisa nggak digunakan untuk semua pelajaran di sekolah dengan metodologi novel engineering? Yang kedua adalah apakah ya butuh waktu lama ya untuk mempelajari ini? Ya begitu ya.
Yeah, how long we can learn the code whiz?
Ya, berapa lama untuk bisa lancar ya?
Yeah.
Oke, mungkin dari Mr. Zakaria bisa membantu jawaban dari Pak Febri.
Mr. Febri.
Yeah.
Can I answer, Mr. Rizky?
Boleh, you can answer Mr. Tien atau Pak Zakaria. Oke, Mr. Tien.
Oke, Mr.
Miss Hertien.
I think Mr. Febri, I think novel engineering apply to all of the tadi bertanya dapatkah diaplikasikan untuk semuanya ya? Saya pikir bisa. Absolutely yes. Jadi kalau mungkin Bapak dan Ibu semua pernah mengenal STEM.
Kemarin ini siapa?
It was like STEM approach. Saya dengan bahasa Indonesia ya, Pak Rizky, maaf, supaya lebih jelas.
Boleh.
Jadi novel engineering ini bisa digunakan untuk kolaboratif, pembelajaran kolaborasi. Memang tidak bisa dilaksanakan berdiri sendiri. Misalnya hanya untuk pelajaran bahasa Indonesia atau untuk pelajaran matematika, tapi ini adalah kolaborasi antar semua mata pelajaran. Seperti itu. Misalnya, semua berbasis di literasi. Ya, jadi at the beginning the literacy is the first and the main. Oke. Setelah literasi, kita bisa mengkolaborasikan dengan semua jenis mata pelajaran. Tapi awal mula adalah harus literasi. Jadi di situ bahasa Indonesia masuk, bahasa Inggris masuk. Nah, kemudian bagaimana dari cerita novel tadi? Nah, kita dapat memetakan mind mapping antara apa problem atau masalah yang ada di novel tadi dan memetakan kemungkinan problem solving yang lain selain yang sudah ada di novel tersebut. Nah, tentu saja karena ini judulnya adalah novel engineering, kita harus membawa problem solving tadi ke arah teknik. Jadi kita membuat solvingnya dalam bentuk teknik, tidak hanya sekedar cerita saja, tapi bagaimana kita mengaplikasikannya dalam bentuk teknologi yang sederhana. Tidak usah memakai kode WIS, tidak apa-apa, tapi bagaimana kita mencoba untuk mengajak siswa kita berpikir kritis. Ini harus menggunakan apa nih? Seperti tadi cerita Hansel and Gretel. Bagaimana nih supaya karena di hutan gelap kita membuat semacam flashlight. Nah, bagaimana si siswa kita ajak untuk membuat semacam tadi flashlight tadi. Nah, di situ jelas nanti akan terintegrasi di mata pelajaran fisika misalnya ya, atau di TIK, atau di matematik juga bisa gitu, atau menghitung apapun gitu. Jadi mungkin Mr. Febri, jawaban saya ya sangat bisa, tapi dalam bentuk pembelajaran proyek mungkin ya, lebih tepatnya pembelajaran kolaboratif. Tidak bisa berdiri tunggal untuk satu mata pelajaran, tapi kita harus berkolaborasi agar novel engineering ini tertata dengan baik. Gitu.
Oke, Bu Hertit, satu lagi Bu. Berarti ini metode ini bisa bersama dengan guru-guru yang lain seperti itu ya?
Iya.
Satu. Terus tadi Ibu bilang bahwasanya code WIS ini kalau kita nggak pakai juga nggak apa-apa gitu ya? Berarti bisa juga kita buat misalkan ya?
Iya betul Pak. Iya betul sekali. Ini kebetulan karena kita dapat alatnya seperti ini, jadi kita pakai kode WIS, pengkodingan dan lain-lain. Nanti mungkin untuk diaplikasikan di sekolah masing-masing, Bapak dan Ibu bisa mengajak siswa menggunakan alat-alat yang sederhana. Kita buat apa nih?
Kayak drawing gitu ya, menggambar gitu Bu ya?
Ya, whatever gitu ya. Jadi tidak harus berupa alat seperti ini, karena alat seperti ini pun saya pikir belum ada juga di Indonesia. Setelah saya cari-cari. Terus tadi Mr. Febri ask how long?
Iya.
Paris berapa hari? Saya pikir 1 hari pun atau beberapa jam bisa.
Mempelajari kode WIS ya?
Mempelajari, karena ini hanya logika berpikir saja. Yang susahnya mungkin karena ini dalam bahasa Inggris, jadi kita agak meraba-raba seperti itu. Jadi kode WIS ini kan bisa digunakan tidak hanya oleh sensor tangan ya, saya juga sudah mencoba, ini bisa mengeluarkan musik, bisa mengeluarkan suara-suara lain gitu ya, saya sudah mencoba. Selain yang tadi 3 problem solving, jadi yang penting logika berpikirnya jalan aja. Jadi kita bisa mencoba, try all the code in CodeWiz with application Coding School 3. Oke, mungkin Pak Febri seperti itu. Saya pakai bahasa Inggrisnya biar jelas. Mohon maaf.
Oke, Pak Rizky, Pak Febri.
Bu Rusma.
Boleh saya menambahkan sedikit? Oke, dari Bu Hertin. Tadi kita tahu bahwa alat CodeWiz ini maksudnya ini akan digunakan untuk semua mapel. Berarti maksudnya gini, semua mapel itu bisa tetap kita gunakan ini, tetapi kita sesuaikan kondisi mapel tersebut. Bukan misalnya contoh Pak Ibu Hartin tadi kita guna drawing bisa. Oke, example kalau misalnya kita untuk mata pelajaran fisika, kita bisa menggunakan mesin marble itu untuk misalnya praktek ke siswa, gurunya mengeluarkan berupa kelereng yang di dalam drop marble. Nanti siswa akan hitung berapa jumlah kelereng yang bisa keluar lewat mesin drop tadi. Itu yang pertama. Kemudian dari kalau yang saya tangkap dari diklat ini yang CodeWiz ini, maksudnya di sini kita kan mendapat 3 coding ataupun 3 problem solving. Yang tadi Bu Hartin sudah bilang dia udah coba pakai mic, sensor suara. Nah, jadi itulah percobaan kita kalau menurut saya, Mr. Park, ingin kita dalam pembelajaran menggunakan alat CodeWiz ini tadi, kita tambahkan logika kita, mapel apa dengan menggunakan mungkin sensor suara, menggunakan gambar. Jadi seperti itu. Jadi alat ini jangan dibuang, Pak Febri. Alat ini jangan dibuang. Alat ini akan berguna untuk keseterusnya karena tadi sudah dibilang bagaimana kita belajar. Jadi belajar kita untuk coding, kalau Pak nanti kita belajar sudah nyambung, maksudnya kita udah dapat nih 3 coding, sudah paham dengan kita 3 coding ini. Terus kita tadi example tadi dengan suara. Nah, nanti Pak Febri bisa memasukkan mapel apa yang kita ketika mendengar sing suara untuk siswa. Jadi bisa project, benar project, dan ditambahkan dengan logika kita tadi. Jadi jangan dibuang Pak Febri, alatnya nggak usah dibuang. Memang di Indonesia kita nggak ada jual, tapi alat ini membantu kita untuk
tidak akan dibuang.
Ya,
tidak akan dibuang.
Lebih maksudnya itu lebih kreativitas kita menambahkannya ke alat ini. Jadi kita tambahkan untuk mapel berikutnya. Mungkin yang dimaksud Bu Hertin tadi kolaborasi, mungkin dibantu guru TIK jika ada di dalam sekolah itu ada guru TIK-nya bisa membantu guru mapel yang lain dalam pelaksanaan pembelajarannya seperti itu. Menurut saya seperti itu, Pak Febri. Hanya menambahkan yang dari masukan Bu Hertin tadi.
Baik, terima kasih Bu Risma. Mungkin Pak Rizky Zakaria ada mau tambahan Pak?
Oke, thanks for the question. Mr. Febri, I want to promote the CodeWiz ya. Jadi CodeWiz ini kalau ingin belinya di Korea harganya kurang lebih 800.000. Kalau mau beli 800.000 ya.
800.000.
Baru tersedianya di Korea, kalau di Indonesia belum ada. Tapi tidak perlu khawatir. Sebenarnya mulai tahun-tahun ini karena sudah eranya 4.0 ya, revolusi industri. Jadi memang sudah harus dikenalkan dengan programmer ya, jadi program gitu, bagaimana coding gitu. Itu Pak Febri bisa gunakan Scratch ya. Jadi ada situs yang dikembangkan oleh MIT, sama sebenarnya tampilannya sama seperti coding school. Itu untuk latihan membuat coding dengan mudah gitu. Jadi bisa latihan di situ. Kalau mau menggunakannya bisa untuk diterapkan di sekolah gitu. Itu sangat mudah. Sama persis seperti coding school ini gitu. Tinggal dikembangkan saja nanti sama gurunya. Di situ bisa buat game, buat apapun bisa. Mudah, itu paling mudah di situ, udah dijelaskan. Iya, barangkali itu tambahan dari saya. Kalau untuk pembelajaran sih ya memang harus mulai dikenalkan dari sekarang. Hal-hal yang seperti ini yang memang oleh gurunya sendiri kadang bingung ya, karena dulu waktu sekolah yang nggak belajar gitu, kurang nggak belajar yang seperti ini gitu. Iya, barangkali seperti itu jawaban dari saya, tambahannya. Thanks, saya kembalikan ke Pak Rizky. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Pak Rizky Zakaria. Thanks for your explanation. It was great explanation. And let me to translate all the answer. So it means we can combine this novel engineering between two lessons. Yeah, for example, with English and physics or the other lessons. So if you want to learn Codewis itself, it just only spend around about 1 day or 2 days. It depends on how many hours you will learn how to know the coding system itself. And of course, by using Codewis also, we can use it for the other lessons. So it's better to us to maximize this equipment, this toolkit. So if all of you want to get these toolkits, you can order it from South Korea. It's around 800,000, right? So it's quite expensive actually, but it's very beneficial for us because it's really help us for our class, yeah, in the classroom to be better class, and all students can be creative and get very active in the classroom. Okay, for the other participant, untuk partisipan lain mungkin ada pertanyaan sebelum kira-kira 5 menit lagi sesi diseminasi video ini akan kita tutup ya. Ini sebenarnya sudah hampir jam 11 ya, mengingat tadi di iklan kita 2 jam. Ada pertanyaan Bapak Ibu?
Saya boleh?
Ya, baik. Silakan Bu Rika ya.
Iya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rika. Actually, hello to everyone, to all presenters. It is quite interesting to see young people presenting their own works, which is very impressive. And also it gives a new perspective for us for applying for the classroom implementation. But for me, the essence of this presentation about novel engineering, but then the Codewis is one of the supporting tools for the implementation in the classroom. So I would like to ask to all of you, which one is better for the teachers? Which one is better for the teachers? Maximizing the Codewis for the single subject matter in the classroom, or the collaborative ones? Using those all another supportive subject matters based on the mapping of the SKKD, so that we can include more subject into it, so that the more the merrier as it is. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for Bu Rika Ramita for the questions. It's
Okay,
interesting
Mr. Rizky,
question.
Ms. Rika is my principal.
Oh,
Thank you
I
for
see. It's very, it's a great honor, Principal Ms. Rika can attend for this meeting. Thank you very much, ma'am. Oke, mungkin pertanyaan ini kita konvertkan ke Indonesia. Jadi, bisakah ya, mana yang lebih baik? Apakah digunakan dengan single lesson, pelajaran yang sendiri, atau kolaboratif ya? Ini mungkin akan re-explain oleh Bu Hertin lagi nih, yang tadi, karena kaitannya, penjelasannya di sesi pertanyaan Mr. Febri, ada kaitannya, cuman ini akan diperjelas lagi ya, karena tadi kan di Mr. Febri, perihal kodewisnya ya. Ini mungkin bisa di-explain Bu Hertin.
Yeah. Maybe in my opinion ya, Mr. Rizky, it's not the best answer, but in my opinion, we can apply this Codewiz and novel engineering in the collaborative lesson. Jadi maaf. Jadi kalau kita tunggal sepertinya tidak maksimal ini Pak penggunaan Codewiz ini, karena Codewiz ini kalau tunggal itu hanya dibutuhkan untuk IT saja. Saya pikir untuk pelajaran IT. So the best one is apply this method in a collaborative lesson. Maybe that's my opinion, Mr. Rizky. Can you add?
Oke, dari Pak Zakaria, mungkin ada tambahan?
In your opinion, Mr. Rizky, Zakaria, or Ms. Rusman, can help me?
Okay, thank you. Now, I think
Pak Rizky, di unmute.
Ya, udah.
Oke, terima kasih sebelumnya. Jadi untuk pembelajaran di sekolah lebih bagus yang mana gitu ya? Yang sendiri atau yang gabungan. Sebenarnya mulai saat ini tidak lagi pembelajaran itu berdiri sendiri. Jadi harus mulai digalakkan atau mulai diberlakukan di sekolah itu mengenai pembelajaran yang tadi sudah disampaikan oleh Bu Hertin ya. Jadi kolaboratif sudah mulai memilah dan memilih mana KD-KD yang bisa dikolaborasikan dengan mata pelajaran lain. Jadi kan dari kementerian juga sudah dikenalkan ya beberapa model pembelajaran seperti project ya, salah satunya project gitu. Ini juga menjadi tantangan tersendiri bagi sekolah, bagaimana agar pembelajaran di sekolah ini tidak melulu sendiri gitu, punya istilahnya ego masing-masing mata pelajaran gitu. Jadi sudah mulai bagaimana menciptakan pembelajaran yang efektif melalui kolaborasi itu sendiri gitu. Nah, media ini sangat membantu untuk hal tersebut. Jadi media, kemudian pendekatan STEM ini juga sangat membantu untuk ke arah sana ya, ke arah pembelajaran yang efektif. Kurang lebih seperti itu untuk tambahan dari saya. Terima kasih. Silahkan Bapak Rizky.
Ya, terima kasih Pak Rizky Zakaria. Jadi, so for the answers, let me translate to English. So it's better for us to choose collaborative learning, for example, combine between two lessons, because the condition of our curriculum advises us to combine. So it will create the situation of learning in the classroom will be more interesting. So anyone want to ask some question again before we close the session, 4 minutes before we close the session itself. Kira-kira ada yang ingin bertanya Bapak Ibu sebelum sesi kita tutup pada jam 11 waktu Indonesia Barat? Kira-kira udah jelas ya Bapak Ibu? Baik, tidak ada? Oke, baik. Setelah 1 menit kita tunggu tidak ada bertanya, mungkin for semua partisipan sudah paham ya, mengerti tentang novel engineering. Kami berharap ya, kami tim Fabulous dari AIF ya, Alkop Internet Volunteer tahun 2020. Apa yang sudah kami sampaikan sangat bermanfaat bagi Bapak Ibu sekalian, sehingga ilmu ini akan diaplikasikan di sekolah masing-masing atau di pelajaran di kelas masing-masing. Kami semua terbuka untuk bila mana Bapak Ibu ingin bertanya di kemudian hari by using WhatsApp atau media sosial lainnya untuk bertanya langsung tentang sistem Codewiz atau novel engineering itself. Jadi bagi Bapak Ibu semua, thank you very much for your attention and willingly to be participant in this program. We hope for what we have already delivered in this dissemination video will be bring many advantages for all of you guys. So kami semua mengucapkan terima kasih ya kepada semua partisipan sudah bersama kami dari mulai pukul 9 sampai dengan pukul 12. Terima kasih atas kehadirannya Bapak Ibu dalam membantu video designasi kami, mudah-mudahan sangat bermanfaat. Akhir kata, kita akan tutup. Wabillahi taufik wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sampai jumpa di sesi video berikutnya.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.